And we are back, guys, with the part 2 series of the shields. And I gotta tell you guys, I had no idea that this series would be a part 2 series. I was just amazed by how many shields Naofumi actually had compared to what we actually received from the anime. Like literally, the anime was just the tip of the iceberg, nothing more. That is why we prepared a part of the series to finish off listing all his shields, excluding some of the ones later on in the manga, like way later on. And we also include the most powerful and dangerous shields he got, the Curse series. So, before we start, be sure to hit the subscribe button and press on that bell icon and set us all to be notified about all our latest new videos. And beware of the following spoilers. After absorbing Philo's eggshell, Naofumi unlocked a whole new series of shields and skills related to monsters that include 1. The Monster User Shield, the Monster Egg Shield, Monster User Shield 2, the Monster User Shield 3. These shields granted him the following skills, respectively, being Monster Maturation, Adjustment, Cooking Skill 2, Monster Status Adjustment Small and Maturation Adjustment Medium. This shield worked in a similar manner to the slave shield that helped Reptalia level up faster and gain even more stats quickly, and it reflected greatly in Philo as she transformed so rapidly to her full-grown form in just a few days. Then he received a few more nameless shields that the anime nor manga nor light novel mentions. After feeding the shield more herbs, and with so little info to go from, we have no idea what they do, other than grant him more passive stats. Moving on, Naofumi yet gained a new series of shields, including at number 2, the White USAPIL shield, and this shield granted him defense 2 up. Number 3, the Dark Porcupine shield, granting him agility 12, which is somewhat a hefty buff if you think about it. And number 4 is the Porcupine Bone shield, granting him an SP up small, and we already discussed in the previous video how important SP is in this world. It is practically the bread and butter of a crafter, and he needs it when using skills, magic, crafting, anything mostly. Number 5 is Usa Bone Shield. Granted him a small increase in his stamina as well. On his trip to the mines, Naofumi also gained some more shields like, at number 6, the Voice Ganger Shield, or Bat Form. This shield also appeared in the anime, and if you look closely, you will notice it. This shield came with a special effect called Megaphone, and the stats and skills gained from it were Soundwave Endurance and Blinding Endurance. You should note that the Blinding Endurance came from the Rat form, while the latter was from the Bat form. There is also the shields he gained from the new in that mine, but since it is practically a different type of Chimera, the Chimera series shields was similar to it and more superior from it. That is why we won't mention that shield series. Carrying on, and trust me, we still have a lot of area to cover, you guys. Number 7 is the Crystal Ore Shield. And if the name wasn't obvious enough, he gained that shield from the crystal ore in the mines that he fed to his shield back then, and it granted him the skill of fine crafting, one adding more profession and skill to his craftsmanship. And at number 8 there was the Book Shield, and this shield granted him a small boost to magic. He mostly used that book shield in the anime when he healing the citizens of the village infested with that evil plant, sucking the life out of them. And funny enough, he even used the shield as a disguise to hide his identity and appear like a traveling merchant, than being the shield hero in front of others. Next is a shield series he gained from fighting off-screen random tree monsters, including at number 9, Trent Shield. This shield came with the plant classification 2 skill. Number 10 being the Black Trent skill, Intermediate Compounding Recipe 2. And at number 11 is the Blue Trent Shield, Rookie Compounding. This shield series was very useful to Naofumi, helping him identify plants and classifying which are poisonous and which are safe. Also, it added a hidden buff that increases the qualities of herbal medication that he concocted. And at number 12, there is the Anti-Poison Shield, the Goryeo Sato, and the Medicine Shield. The Anti-Poison Shield granted him the skill of Defense Power 5, and I'll tell you why such a shield with anti-spell in its name would give such a weird buff. You see, thanks to the Chimera Viper Shield and its already powerful ability to tolerate poison, the shield adapted and granted him a buff different than poison, Endurance, so that they might not overlap and just be a useless buff. Or at least that's what Naofumi theorized about it. The Guria Sato granted him plant enemy damage, reduction by 5%, while the Medicine Shield came with one of the most powerful support abilities Naofumi got, which is the Medicine Effective Range. Expansion small, so now Naofumi is able to mass heal the sick. So let's say there are people standing in a circle. If he uses the medication on one in the middle of the circle, everyone around will also heal, just as if they drank it themselves, which is quite useful and powerful in its own right, helping him heal others faster and saving up on his medicine stash. And next up at number 13 is the Plant Fire Shield, and it grants him, well, fire resistance. Number 14, Killer Insect Shield Alpha, granting him insect enemies damage reduction by 3%, which isn't that much, but it still has its uses. Then there is yet more shields he gained after visiting an ore mine, including number 15, the Copper Ore Shield, granting him Metalworking 1. Number 16, the Iron Ore Shield, granting him Metalworking 2. Number 17 is the Silver Ore Shield, with demonic enemy damage reduction by 2%. 18 is the Lead Ore Shield, with a defense of 1. Number 19, there's also the Bioplant Shield, from the episode they fought the Giant Plant, which granted him the ability to reform plants, in which he used to modify the stats of the plant, making it harmless to the villagers no longer. Number 20 is the Plant Wire Shield, and don't even bother wondering if I spelled it correctly because I'm not sure I did. This shield came with the Intermediate Compounding Recipes 2 skill. And lastly at number 21 is the Mandragora Shield, which came with plant analysis skills. The next set of shields is the Poison Resistance shields that he received from the Corpse Dragon. This series includes the, at number 22, Poison Shield, Poison Tree Shield, or Poison Frog Shield, also known as the Poison Bee Shield, and Poison Fly Shield. These shields, as mentioned by Naofumi, gave him nothing but poison resistance buffs, and that was it. That's all we know about him. At number 23 is that he gained an upgrade to the Bee Needle Shield 2, granting him attack 1 with the special effects of Needle Shield, small and bee poison, and instead of just paralysis, now it had actual poison. And now, for the main event, the most powerful and badass looking shield in the arsenal of Naofumi, and the most dangerous one as well. Whether it's for his enemies or him, this shield is no joke. And the damage for him, it can't be healed that easily. Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce to you the Curse series. This series came with the most ominous description, and I quote, delivers extraordinary power and grief to its holder. Should not be touched. However, after the dragon swallowed Philo and presumably kills her, Naofumi goes out of control and pure rage and anger oozes from him, at his own weakness for letting his subordinate perish. After gaining all the conditions, he unlocked the series and his rage was let loose. Using the Curse series, this series includes the, at number 24, Shield of Range, Chain Shield, Attack, Iron Maiden, which for me personally until this day is one of the most epic and badass skills that Naofumi has in his arsenal. I still remember my utter and complete excitement watching him use that skill during the waves and totally dominating his opponent, shredding him to pieces, riddling it with holes. With Shield came as well with the special effect skill of Self-Curse and Burning Strength's up Self-Curse, and it's just as it sounds. To activate that shield, Naofumi had to sacrifice a certain amount of blood, which was super dangerous, considering that it had to be his blood, costing as well as a hella big chunk of his SP, but the outcome was worth it every time. However, in this form, Naofumi should not be approached or you will be cursed with the dark flames, like what happened to Raftalia. And as Naofumi mentions in the show, the shield's power depends on how much he is raging and angered. The more, the better. There is also that creepy voice in the shield that wants Naofumi to just give in to his rage and kill everyone in his way. You know, classic shonen anime shenanigans, nothing new here. It's worthy of the note that in order to use Iron Maiden, certain conditions have to exist. Naofumi has to start off with a pipe shield and use Shield Prison, then use Shield Change in order to finally be able to use the Iron Maiden, like he demonstrated in the waves. But enough with the Iron Maiden skill, and let's get into his second Curse series attack. At number 25 is the Blood Sacrifice. And just as the name implies, to use this, the user had to sacrifice his own blood for this skill effect to activate. And Naofumi used that skill against the Pope after he was so keen on ending the lives of all the 4 cardinal heroes in one fellow sweep. Nothing seemed to be effective enough on him until Naofumi used that devastating skill, losing a huge amount of blood, almost killing himself in the process. It was thanks to that sacrifice that a snake-like monster with a bear trap ahead and a lot of teeth and spikes protruding out of it, that they were able to finally kill the Pope and end the fight with the victory of the 4 cardinal heroes carried by Naofumi. And since you guys are already riding on the hype train for the series, I will reveal for you one more thing. There is actually a 3rd skill for the series, but Naofumi would never under any condition use for it whatsoever. And clearly it is so powerful since its cost is that immense to the point he would never use it. And with that, we conclude our video. If you enjoyed this list, I want you to smash that thumbs up button, and if you haven't subscribed yet, be sure to subscribe and press on that bell icon to keep yourself notified of all our latest new videos. Also, comment down below on your favorite shield that you like the most on this list, and if you have any suggestions for more lists of this type, please place them in the comments down below. And as for now, I'll catch you later. See you in the next one.